I think the latest one, I got a screenshot this morning. There's a theory now that SP is gone. SP left me because I took my kids to Target and I'm giving stickers away. He gave stickers away. I'm not kidding, guys. They said he gave stickers away when April left. Here, let me pull up my texts here. Aaron is having to do the kid chores. Yeah, I'm a dad. I've always done kid chores. That's something you do as a parent. I'm sorry. You must have me confused with the other guy that I was in a polycule with. He's the one who didn't do anything for his children, except got him really expensive drugs. You got to give him that. He says we took them to Target and the mall, but says his kids lost track of him. They don't pick up on jokes over there very well. The joke was I was looking at a PS5 while the kids were looking at other stuff. And they had to come back to me and be like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, trying not to buy a PS5. And this is what I mean. If you guys make up a rumor, these retards will run with it. They think I abandoned my children at Target to stare at a PS5. He is talking about redecorating his studio. By the way, it's not studio. It's a dude, but all right. New camera, etc. He hysterically did this when April left. I guess I was doing that hysterically. I think anyone who's watching the show knows I don't really do anything when it comes to tech or design hysterically. I do it methodically. Some would say slowly. Some would say sloppily and lazily. Nova says, when you were living there, how many miles did you see Nick driving? Was it 120 miles a day? No. Whenever I was there, I did most of the driving. Like, it was, he could barely drag his ass. Well, shouldn't say he could barely drag his ass out of bed. I mean, he'd be doing coke and drinking until about 4 or 5 in the morning. Then he'd lay in bed and he'd sleep the sleep of the saved or the coke-addled, one of the two, when he wasn't sick. People were really making fun of the Pretty Parasocial podcast yesterday. They got a lot of shit for their crazy Aaron show they did yesterday. There's this woman named Friday. Name is Friday. They hang their hat on the fact that she's a paralegal. Forget the fact that paralegals are the dental hygienists of the legal world. They can't actually help you. They just they're gophers. But she's like, I still say Aaron's getting the felony and Aaron could go to jail. And they're like, I really hope she doesn't do actual legal advice and real legal work for people. Basically, her legal advice was, I'm obsessed with Aaron. I love Aaron. I can't stop following Aaron. And here's what I really wish would happen. And so she did that. And then she's convinced. You talk about Parasocial. This chick's convinced like we have a thing. This Friday, this is another one where her workplace might want to keep an eye on her because she's a little nuts. She's convinced that we have a thing. I thought that this chick was a Johnny fan. I was filling my Rumble studio hours a couple weeks ago. Remember when I was doing that? So I was like, hey, let's go f Johnny. So I went and watched my buddy Johnny's show, and I pretend that I'm really mad at him, and I'm screaming at him and this and that. And then this chick in the chat shows up, and she said something, and I thought she was being playful. So I yelled and screamed at her. If you've been listening to this show for any modicum of time, something I do for fun. So I start screaming at her, and she's like, oh, my God, I'm sorry. Will you be nice to me? And I thought she was around back. I didn't know this person was fit for a straitjacket. So I go, if you can apologize to me publicly, then we're okay. So she posts this public apology on Twitter. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's just taking the joke a little further. That's totally fine. Come to find out, this chick has a spreadsheet on me. I'm not kidding. Like, look, I've been fans of people before. I've been fans of different media personalities. Never kept a dossier or a spreadsheet on them. So she yesterday says, oh, hold on. And usually this is something you say ironically. She goes, hold on. Let me bring up my spreadsheet on Aaron. Let me bring up my... bitch is crazy. She's insane. Again, another one where after today's court appearance, I may have to look out for someone with the axe outside the window. I'm not really sure. That's the most amazing thing about this. None of this is good for me that I'm going through today. None of this is like this, like, hey, yeah, kids, this is cool. It's not cool. Don't get in trouble with the law. It's no fun. But you have these people like this Friday and the pretty parasocial girls, and they like have built this up into this big, amazing thing. And now that it's not going to be the big, amazing thing that they wanted, they're acting like I got away with something, or they're acting depressed and they're like pissed off that it's not going to happen the way they literally created a scenario in their mind. And because they're not getting that scenario, they're acting like I'm some great wizard who pulled a spell and got away with it. I mean, thank you. I mean, whatever win you want to hand me, I'll take it. But I'm telling you, you don't want to be in this position. I think what happened was these girls want to be the next nanny, and they've been sucking up to Nick, and they think Nick's a somebody. You got to remember, Nick's broke, and he doesn't stream anymore. He's a nobody. And his kid tested positive for cocaine. So women, you know, they always love the felons. They think they can fix them. So they believed him when he said, oh, they have Aaron dead to rights on the felony. So now they're all pissed off, and instead of being pissed off at the crazy drunken junkie who gave him terrible advice because he's not a real lawyer, they're just coping with it by going, oh, Aaron, what did he do to get this? Guys, you're the one turning this into a win, not me. So that was a little nutty. Look, what was his latest cope that he and baby boy Will Heron came up with? They're like, oh yeah, April wasn't officially terminated, and she's entitled to lots of money. All these white knight simps are like, they want to get money in her pocket. Meanwhile, Keanu says that April deleted all of her socials because Nick was psychologically abusive. So I don't know why they're white knighting for someone who told Keanu that she was psychologically abused by Nick. But hey, you know what? People need to cope in their own ways. At least I can admit the whole thing was a disaster. But they were like, oh, April wasn't given proper termination. And, like, I don't blame Nick for not knowing the labor laws in Minnesota because he's not a lawyer, of course. But April stopped showing up for work. Minnesota is an at-will employment state. She was told she wasn't welcome here anymore. She stopped showing up for work. She got her last check and down the road was off the payroll in April. So I don't know what that new cope is. It's kind of desperation. You can always tell when he's having a rough errand time. You can tell when he's getting in his feels and he's missing, because he just goes and makes crazy shit up. And, you know, the only buffer it has to pass is it just has to make sense to him. Going into foreclosure so that you lose one of your houses, that makes sense to him. So I guess, really, if you can rationalize that as leveraging debt, you can really rationalize just about everything. That was another thing that, now is it Saturday or Friday? Some people said Saturday. They said that, the judge is going to reject the agreement. And I'm just like, dude, like, go with grace. Like, are you going to, they're going to stay in the bunker the whole way until the Soviets literally storm through the thing. It's, I'm trying not to enjoy it because, like I said, my message to everyone is don't find yourself in this position. It's not good. But these people they've been so wrong for so long and so dumb and like based their entire world and life and personality around this that they're turning this into a weird win. Ryan the Garbage Man says, I think the signature on the divorce papers is a pretty good sign of being properly terminated. Look, Nick's life is in shambles and he has to, I mean, one thing he's really good at is lying to himself about who he is so he can just get to the next day, you know? He's one day at a time. Not with, like, alcohol or drugs. Trust me, he has no problem. He's one day at a time with just, like, life. He doesn't have that ability to go, I f***ed up, I'm a problem, I'm the issue. So he has to just keep pointing fingers at other people. And then he embarrasses himself further. Yeah, Mersh ROTC says Nick is lying, saying you continued to send pay stubs totaling 18 grand after she was terminated. Yeah, I showed it right on the show. The last paycheck was in April. It was April 1st. That was her last day she showed up for work, last paycheck that ever ran in her name. So, yeah, if Nick's lips are moving, chances are he's lying. But I don't think he's lying to trick you. I do think he's lying to trick himself. There's a bigger psychological thing at play.
It kills me when Aaron is there dying to spread all this gossip, and it's like coming out of his ears. He wants to talk about it so bad, and then Johnny Crutches is just
all you've got is Johnny Crutches.
No, is Mike? Oh no, Mike's shitting on Johnny. Oh no, guys, is this how all of you feel? Do all of you feel the way Mike David feels? I don't like that. Jules is like, Aaron's ready to spill, and I will say that, like, I can tell when I'm boring Johnny with gossip, and I'm like, oh, but I don't mind that because, like, I have Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and I can get all my gossiping done. Ask Numero Uno and Chad Buzmak. We got lots of gossiping in yesterday. Keanu informed us that April closed down. She believes that April closed down her social media because she was tired of the psychological abuse from Nick Rekieta. Keanu said that April would call her crying about the psychological abuse that Nick was inflicting. He was yelling at her, and he was making her feel guilty for shit that wasn't her fault, and she would complain to Keanu about it. And that Keanu thinks that's why she went dark, just to get away from that abuse. That was fascinating. We got some tea spilled yesterday.
And April? Aaron is there dying to spread all this gossip, and it's like coming out of his ears. He wants to talk about it so bad, and then Johnny Crutches is just
all you've got is Johnny Crutches. Aaron, would you like me to co-host your show?
Yes. Yeah. Haley, you want Mike David to co-host Steel Toe? Haley likes that idea. Haley likes it, Mike.
One day. How about that, Aaron? I'll co-host Steel Toe.
Hey, Numero Uno, put it together. The mega powers collide.
You're not going anywhere near Aaron.
So good at
you don't send your wife around M. Holt. No, you're not.
Come on.
No, you're not going near him.
Oh my God! And then what happened?
You're never going near him. She loves him. Tell everyone.
She loves him.